Listen carefully to learn more about the main topic, the sense of smell. Pay special attention to how your noses can tell you when there is something to smell. Every time you inhale or breathe in, a lot more than air goes up your nose. Along with air, thousands of tiny molecules, small pieces of things too small to see, enter your nose each time you breathe. They're called odor molecules, and together they make up what we call scents. Scents and odors are smells. When the man in this picture inhales, the odor molecules travel up his nose. When the man in this picture inhales, the odor molecules travel up his nose, and then he smells the scent of coffee. Molecules are microscopic, so small you can't see them without a microscope, but they are floating around in the air all the time. There are millions of odor molecules in the air, especially hovering around everything that has a scent. The inside of your nose is like a big, damp cave designated to catch and to keep these odor molecules. When you sniff a flower, odor molecules rush in through your nostrils, the two openings in your nose, and travel high up inside your nose until they reach the smell receptors. Smell receptors are tiny parts deep inside the nose that catch the smell or scent from the air. The smell receptors tell your brain about the molecules you just sniffed, and your brain sends a message back to you. That's a sweet smelling flower. People can identify a huge number of different kinds of smells and odors, between 4,000 and 10,000. This is because we can tell the difference between that many different odor molecules. We're lucky to be able to smell so many odors, even though sometimes they smell bad. Some animals, like dogs, have an even better sense of smell than humans. How many of you have a dog at home? Dogs have 25 times more smell receptors than humans. Dogs have to sniff really hard to get the odor molecules all the way up their nose to meet their smell receptors. If you've ever seen a dog walking with its nose to the ground, you may even be able to hear it sniff. People sniff too, especially when they want to figure out where a smell is coming from or what a smell means. Can everybody inhale and sniff? If you had trouble sniffing just now, then maybe it is because your nose is stuffed up. When you have a stuffy nose, it means that your nostrils are full of mucus. Mucus is the slimy liquid substance secreted inside of your nose. You always have mucus in your nose and other parts of your head, but when you're sick with a cold or have allergies, your body makes even more mucus. Mucus is very important. It traps dirt that might be floating around in the air you breathe and keeps it from going further into your body. When you are sick, the extra mucus can stuff up your nose and cause it to run. When there is extra mucus in your nose, it is hard for odor molecules to travel high enough into your nose to reach the smell receptors. The odor molecules are blocked or stopped by the mucus. That means that when your nose is stuffed up with a cold, you can't smell as well as when you're healthy. And when that happens, it's time to grab a tissue and blow your nose. Your sense of smell can help protect you. For instance, if smoke molecules travel through your nostrils to your smell receptors, your brain will know there's a fire somewhere, and you will know that you need to get away from the fire. Even if you are not sure you smell smoke, you only think you do. It is better to leave the area and have an adult check if there is a fire. Better safe than sorry. That's a saying that means that it is better to take your time and be very careful when doing something than to rush ahead or ignore a warning and risk getting hurt. But your sense of smell doesn't only tell you about bad things or dangers. It can also be a lot of fun to sniff because many things have great smells. Have you ever smelled chocolate chip cookies baking in the oven or buttery popcorn at a movie theater? Next time you're enjoying your favorite scent, Try to remember that odor molecules are hitting your smell receptors and telling your brain, wow, that smells great. What is our sense of smell and why is it important? What was the main topic or main idea of today's lesson? What kind of molecules go into the nose and make up scents? What do we call the tiny pieces of things in the air that are too small to see? How do odor molecules get into the nose? Where do they go from there? Once odor molecules get inside the nose through the nostrils, where do they go next? After the smell receptors catch the odor molecules or scents, where do they send the information about these odors? How can your sense of smell help you? What are some ways your sense of smell is similar to your sense of sight? What are some ways your sense of smell is different from your sense of sight? Scents, smells or odors. Example, I love the scent of chocolate chip cookies baking in the oven. Scents. In the read aloud, you heard, they're called odor molecules and together they make up what we call scents. Say the word scents with me. Scents. Scents are smells or odors. On holidays, I can smell different scents coming from the kitchen. Now, think about your least favorite scent. Use the word scents when you talk about it. What's the word we've been talking about? Scents. Which of these things would have an awful scent? If you think something would have an awful or very bad scent, give me a thumbs down. If it would have a pleasant scent, give a thumbs up. Garbage. A rose. Chocolate chip cookies. Rotten eggs. A skunk. In today's read aloud, you heard if you think there is a fire somewhere, even if you aren't entirely sure, you should leave the area and tell an adult. Remember the phrase better safe than sorry. If you think that something you may do may turn out badly and may even hurt you or someone else, you should be careful. It is better safe than sorry. If you wake up one morning and it looks very cloudy, but you aren't sure whether or not it's going to rain, what might you do if you don't want to be caught in a rainstorm and get very wet? That's right, take an umbrella just in case it rains. Better to be safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry is similar to another phrase we heard. Look before you leap. Do you remember what that phrase means? It means to think carefully about what might happen before doing something so you won't be sorry later. How are those two phrases alike?